Conventional navigation, the skill of finding your location and navigating using just a map and compass is a rapidly dying art in the modern world of GPS systems and digital mapping.
Although a GPS is swift in identifying your location and can guide you to a waypoint or location the quickest way possible, there are times where a GPS is not sufficient, such as in the jungle environment where the thick canopy can obscure or screen the GPS signal.
Conventional navigation also allows the commander to understand the terrain and allow them to navigate a tactical route. Sergeant Fitzgibbons has already demonstrated how to compile a navigational data sheet. In addition, we are going to demonstrate in a two-part series how to plot a six-figure grid, measuring bearings and distances, as well as converting a bearing, the conduct of a resection, and how to navigate to a location by day and night using a compass and pacing.
Plotting a grid and measuring a bearing and a distance and converting a bearing. First thing I need to do is to plot the grid of my start point and end points. To do this, we first must check the scale of the map in our marginal information and ensure that we are using the correct same scale roamer on our protractor and mark that with a fine pencil. The first thing I need to do is plot my start point. My start point is at grid 146302. I'll then mark my end point at grid 156328 in the same manner. Done. I need to now get a grid bearing. To do this, first of all I draw a line from my start point all the way through my finishing point. The next thing I do is place the centre point of my protractor on my start point. As this is in an easterly direction, I use the outside scale of my protractor. The next thing I do, ensuring my protractor is square, I then measure off and read the bearing on the outside of the scale. In this case we get a bearing of a 0390 mils grid. I now need to convert my grid bearing into a magnetic bearing. This is done by referring to the magnetic variation in the marginal information and applying the rule of grid to magnetic. We subtract if we are in the easterly prime meridian. If we are west of the prime meridian, we then add the difference. I get a magnetic variation of 60 mils, so I subtract that off our grid bearing of 0390. I then get a magnetic bearing of 0330 mil mag. Next thing I need to do is measure the distance. This can be done several ways. The method I prefer is using a piece of paper. First thing I have to do is place a piece of paper at my start point and run it along the bearing line that I've drawn with my pencil. I then mark the piece of paper at my end point. Next thing I do is turn the map over and placing my piece of paper down next to the scale of 1:25,000, start to measure the distance. Placing the start point of my piece of paper against the scale. From the 1 to the 1 is 2 kilometres. I then mark my piece of paper. Next thing I do is slide my piece of paper across and using from the 0 to the 1, start to measure the hundreds of metres. In this case we have a distance of 2,850 metres. Now I know if I want to get from my start point to my finish point, I have to set my compass to a bearing of 0.330 mils magnetic and walk a distance of 2,850 metres. If I do not know my start point, I'll therefore have to conduct a resection, which you'll be taught in Series 2 of this.